Thank you very much, Paul, and indeed a warm welcome to you, ladies and gentlemen, tuning in for this one, the second semi-finals of the day. Evil Genius is getting ready to go up against OG. I'm ODPixel. I'm here with my boy Purge. We've just seen the drafts, and already I'm getting excited, Kevin. There's a lot of stuff going to be going on this match.
Yeah, the big team fight ultimates. We're going to have Tree Ulti, we're going to have Phoenix Egg, we're going to have duels, we're going to have TB doing right-click things. It's a game that could go both ways. EG has some good tools as well, though. They've got Mag RP into potential Spectre Haunt. They've got Monkey King getting spots with Quap backup, with Spectre backup, and Warlock Golems as well. So this is going to be a very action-packed game.
Already seeing if we're going to see anything early on as the Smack Movers come out to get that warding done. In terms of lanes as well, it'll be interesting to see if we see either side try to dodge one another in the early stages. But yeah, these two lineups, interesting drafts as well, as the panel was talking about. Zeus and such being banned, very apparent that these two teams know each other incredibly well and know exactly what sort of niche picks they are going to want to sneak through the series with as much as it has riding on. I believe loser at this series will still go on with 250k.
That's pretty good. Top 4 of the major is also definitely
that's
leaning towards your next invite.
It should be a free ticket to TI really on paper.
Most likely, especially if they stay together. So they're actually going to come and contest a little for the bounty. S4 does approach, but there's a lot of heroes
He's
in
got to
the
be a
area.
little careful. Boundless, not Boundless Strike, the Jingu being leveled up first on side, so he's going to get the procs build up. Jarax trying to come in with the bash to catch Zai out. Zai, is the light still going to be enough for the Jingu? It's not to keep him alive. Jarax will claim the first blood. The Treant catching EG off guard there as they felt that they had the numbers advantage, but in comes Jarax.
Yeah, the interesting thing as well is that EG wasn't even sitting on the rune. They were expecting the Treant punch, but I did like that Jarax saved it until the last crucial moment when Zai was already committed. And it also forces him into the Jingu Mastery skill point, which means he can't necessarily roam like he might want to. And he's got to walk all the way to the safe lane. The Phoenix Fire Spirits also making a big impact. It hits really hard, but if you can't attack rapidly, it just means a whole lot less. So that was a really good early movement from OG to get the first blood.
Lanes at the moment, OG keeping Fly up on the top lane to put additional pressure onto the Spectre during the early stages. This is going to leave N0tail for the time being on his own against University. But yeah, with both supports, Jarax of course as well remaining on this top lane.
Oh, remember it's getting ganked by a courier, watch out.
Oh, indeed, Zai comes with a quick snap.
Oh, we got it again. That's pretty lucky. Look at that little baboon booty.
The monkey evolving into the baboon, and now it's evolving into the south. But 4 stacks are going to be built up here. So this is incredibly annoying, and I guess for OG this makes the question what they do about this, because they want to put the pressure onto Arteezy, but you might need to come over to the mid lane and give Ana a bit of a hand, because he's having a bit of a difficulty with this Monkey King.
And it's actually really dangerous against the Quap as well. He gets Sleight of Fist early so that he can maybe dodge the Shadow Strike, but yeah, trading against Monkey King right now, it's actually not very viable, so they do rotate Jarax over. This is a Treant Protector with 93 on average damage and Orb of Venom. That's definitely somebody that can win the trade here.
This is just absolutely crushing for Ana.
He's
getting zoned out by a salve.
Well, the Jingu does run out at least, so now he's finally going to be able to approach the lane. But and they have pressured Arteezy a little bit, but we've seen a lot of Spectre pressure in a lot of the matches so far, and I don't even know if it's mattered that much. He does only have 2 last hits right here. So I think this is a fairly decent trade for OG, despite Ana getting zoned. They're also reducing Arteezy's first couple items, but it just feels like Spec gets a 6, he's got phase boost, maybe a wand, sometimes an urn, and he's always going to be able to find kills and contribute to a win. So I don't think EG's too worried right now.
Especially when you consider, on the bottom lane, the CS for TV and Magnus looking to start to rack up. We are going to see Universe get a bit of farm in this lane. Not too much at the moment that N0tail can do to finally zone him out. Bit of a wraparound as well, as the Monkey King will reveal himself down bottom. At the same time in the mid lane, Jarax doing some harassment back onto Sumail. But yeah, we've had this movement for Zai now sitting on the bottom, and we saw him cause issues for the mid lane, with the Jingu Mastery built back up. Stacks there, N0tail will be zoned out of this bottom lane, so creating space for Universe.
It's really well done by Zai, because, I mean, all it takes is to show up like that, get some zoning going on, and the fact that he showed up bottom before OG heroes were there means that it does give him a little bit of time for N0tail to get a disadvantageous trade. Whereas if Jarax just kind of scouts him and follows him along, then he would be there to trade with Monkey King, rather than it having to be N0tail that loses his HP and gets zoned.
Yeah, I think what's kind of more impressive as well about Zai's play is, you're having to get that Jingu mastery at the start. Sometimes we see Monkey King do that and then really feel the inability to be as offensive as he has been. But level 1 he got a lot done, now he's got the 2 picked up. And Jarek just has to sort of mirror his rotations and maybe have to punish him here. Zai being blocked up by N0tail, trying to allow Jarek to get the punches in, but Zai will make his way around the TV and still just get himself out of there. So yeah, at the moment just Zai forcing movements from Jarek. But as you said, lanes otherwise, RTZ very much being pressured on this top lane. S4, 18 for 13 against the Spectres, 8 for 2. So we are going to see a Spectre having to bring himself back from being behind.
Commander is just shown to be one of the best offlaners right now because of his ability to pressure the carries. Oh, look at that nuke damage on RTZ. He's going to get pretty low here. He's got a 4-stick 1 and a cell. Will heal up here, but he's got to be careful of Fire Spirits, and that's why he's holding it. But on the same vein, Fly really wants to dive this, but not so safe to do so, because if he did run into something like Monkey King, could easily be a kill.
Both teams pulling each other around the map. Obviously, I still feel the glaring issue is the mid lanes. Anna has had to back up to the jungle camps. The 5-0, 25 for 20 on Sumail. A lot of this, of course, down to the fact that Zai was there at the start, but that's an insane start for the mid lane for
Yeah, absolutely. I think the Quap was last pick, if I'm not mistaken. I know the Ember Spirit was the last pick for OG, and I think Quap was for EG. And that's a hero that consistently EG has been picking. Zai does end up going down, but I mean, EG's been playing a ton of Quap. No other team's been touching it. It's a Sumail special. It really fits his playstyle. And it's also very good at dominating mid. Ember is a hero that can be quite easily pressured. He's like lower mid tier in terms of advantageous mid heroes. He punishes the really greedy ones, but Quap's even better than that, and seems to be scaling pretty well when Sumail plays it. His farm level is always amazing. He played it against SG Esports, many other matches. I think it's a great start for him, and the good part for EG as well. Spectre's behind, but he's going to have Magnus and Power. Ember doesn't have that kind of advantage to catch up in this game. It's going to have to be team fights and ganks.
And in that sense, if anything, for OG probably relying on S4 getting a good start and getting a good timing on the blink. He's going to be their real kind of get-goer in terms of getting those fights started and allowing Anna to join them around the map and bring himself back into the game. But yeah, as you said, the Quap, great start in the mid lane, and this is going to transition to a pretty fantastic mid-game for Sumail. As there is no pressure being put on him at the moment in the middle lane. He's going to be hitting a great timing on the 6. And at that point, we may just see him have a TP hit, and now he will be gone on. But again, not enough control between the two of them to hold Sumail in place for long enough, and he will continue to survive.
Definitely one of the downsides to having to grab Sleight of Fist early is that if you do land a Searing Chains, it's going to disable for a whole second less. Pretty costly, but ultimately the goal there was just get Sumail low. They accomplished that, and the heroes can now rotate and do other stuff on the map.
Top lane, S4 again. Who's best to keep aggressive onto RTZ. This is going to cause a little bit of a reaction from EG. Zai and Crit now looking over again towards this top lane.
A lot of heroes
group here. About this.
S4 could maybe get a kill here.
With the phase boost, he's so fast. Yeah, there's no way the Zai can slow him down enough to control
him. Be careful too. He's at 300 HP. RTZ gets some good heals, and he's also got the infused range on, so any nukes are going to be certainly lessened. But I love the early Orb of Venom here by S4. It really helps you pressure your lane in such a big way. Not going to break raindrops with the Fire Spirits, only level 2. It's level 3 minimum for that.
So I'm still sticking around in the neighborhood just to allow RTZ to feel a little more confident in terms of sticking to the lane. Still, this mid, I mean, Sumail has been absolutely free. 7 minutes in, 47 and 30.
He's got more denies. He's got more denies than RTZ has last hit. It's actually insane.
I really want to say he's not Mr. Creep. With not being in the lane, he's just kept the momentum perfectly. Hasn't had to fight up against the tower as well, and now in with the rotation down towards the bottom lane and looking for action around here. No detection on these lot. Sentry ward.
That was really well done by N0tail there to TP away. They do get RTZ on the top lane. Nice pressure there. And N0tail rotating after using Metamorphosis means he's actually going to get some tower damage out of this. And I think he may have noticed... it's actually really aggressive Observer Ward. This spotted the TP in by Sumail. I believe that the Treant Protector placed that. And that kind of just changed the tempo of the game so much. Because that very easily could have been a N0tail kill. If he gets RP'd, skewered back, 100% he dies to Sumail in that rotation. But the Ward spots the TP, means Sumail wastes his time, and that means he gets a little bit of damage to the top tower in exchange for his Metamorphosis, which is a great trade considering it also avoided death. Perfect play there by OG. That ward making a big difference. And honestly, most games that EG does play Quap, almost every time I see Quap rotate to the safe lane, or his off lane, the enemy team's safe lane with his first TP rotation, and very often does get a kill or two. But that one being shut down, it's going to limit what Quap can do to accelerate. She's still going to have no problems hitting creeps, but she definitely does want to reduce your opponent's ability to punch as well.
Arteezy again once will have the support backup on his safe lane, but very much feeling like a game where it's just going to be the story of whether Ana or Arteezy can recover better from the laning stage. Where Ana still the lead against the Spectre, mid lane, going on Sumail. Down low, but Ana not enough managing to forward. Sumail still with that regen rune, looking good. And it'll actually be top lane that OG will look for another play.
Where they spot him?
He's going to lead in, and Arteezy trying to get himself out of there. S4 doesn't quite get the duel off. He didn't have no tail and fly around. She could have got that kill, but at the least, again, forcing Arteezy to back up and allowing OG to put some more pressure on this tower.
You know, they maybe could have killed him if they realized that nobody in EG was behind, but if they get that duel off and Magnus is ready to go, it's a terrible fight for OG, because they would have needed everybody there just to kill that guy. No-Tail didn't have Metamorphosis, so he's going to hit really iffy, and Phoenix is just level 4, they just had to play it safe there, and unfortunately for them, that was actually the time to go. But EG is going to be happy that they get that gimme. Crits continuing his moment, level 4, Arteezy hits up the base, and they're going to be looking for combos. So this is a time for OG to start playing really safe.
Especially with having to fail very early timing on the screen of play. Lots of burst, and one of the things that Fairblade is certainly weak to in the earlier stages of the game, and so about TV there looking towards it. Balance strike set up. Sumail goes forward, the bell's being dropped. No-Tail, can he keep himself alive here? No points yet in the Sunder, of course, but the living armor looks to be enough. Jarek's in the neighborhood. Sumail thinking about chasing. The bash comes through from the trio. Sumail now turns towards the easier target potentially as they look for Jarek. Zai jumping forward, giving the vision, and they'll find the trio. But Jarek's very much giving his life there to ensure that No-Tail gets himself back to safety.
Yeah, at any moment there, Queen of Pain could have gone in, and maybe he tries for No-Tail, but I think he was a little worried about the potential Sunder pickup. And that's always the one thing that you have to worry about if you're a hero like Queen of Pain. If you jump in and go for that swap, he gets the Sunder off, then you can't blink for a long time, and you can't go down. So, one kill there, I would say EG's happy with what's going on, but they need to get a little bit more if they're going to have the same advantage. They did pop a smoke under the ward. The ward, again, 2 important movements here predicted.
Yeah, as you said, yeah, just great placement from Jarek. So doing his best to ensure that OG can stay a step ahead in terms of the movements coming out of this game.
Bounty rune denied by the illusion. Always feels so bad to do that, but it does make sense sometimes. S4 sent towards mid, 1200 gold towards his Blink Dagger, and in safety, Phoenix is actually just taking levels in the offing. He's 6 already, so if a fight does start, he's going to be at full power here.
Talk about taking levels elsewhere and experience, but look at Universe. He is very close to having a Blink Dagger on the Magnus, and this could really catch them off guard. We already saw how careful OG are about committing with the duel and the RP threat when they're in the tower. Now that threat's going to be there potentially all across the map. Quick TP and a blink could spell disaster to any sort of play OG try and make as a team.
It's kind of the case for both teams, right? On OG's side, if they get a duel off, it's looking really good for them, especially if it's on Magnus. Spectre or Quap, those would be the absolute best targets. But on the other side of the map, the RP is the dangerous one, just because EG has such good follow-up for it. So the first couple abilities that they use, at least in terms of those 2 skills, are going to be massive in impact. And they make the right initiations. For EG's advantage, they've got the blink a little bit faster on Magnus, because he was pretty much in a safe 1v1 their early game. Hasn't done much other than farm, whereas S4's been rotating a little bit. He's going to grab Crit. This is not good for him.
Coming out a little too far here, looking for the levels potentially. S4 to close the gap. We'll see if Crit receives any assistance, but it looks like they'll just sack the Warlock, let him go. Do an extra bit of damage there. Oh no, actually, S4 didn't manage to do it in time.
He gets up.
Universe with a response. RP is still under the tower. The horn comes through. They'll go for the egg. In fact, they got the entire star off. He got the slot so easy they can't destroy the egg in time fly with the great plays. And now moving on for more. They'll look to dive for Arteezy, trying to get through.
Oh, he missed him.
The trees, he's so low.
He is stuck. Will he spot it out? Oh, that's so unfortunate. If Fly had just casted the Sunray directly on top of Arteezy there, he would have been able to keep the vision, but amazing escape by Arteezy to juke to the right. It cost him, because I believe he daggered left, so it looks so obvious he's going to run to the left, surely. But he jukes to the right at the perfect moment and ends up getting out.
Really, really nice play though from Fly. Just getting an instant fire spirits. Yeah, so quick. I think EG themselves they thought about taking the egg down. They're like, all right, he's just done under the tower. We could take this safely. But no, that maxed out fire spirits. Of course, this stage level 8.
Tree on top lane looking pretty dead here. Monkey King ultimate gets used. Sumail rotates over, and I just checked Sumail's items as well. He did not have a TP scroll during that engagement because the RP was beautiful by all means. But I'm looking at the map as soon as it happens. Where's the follow-up damage? And other than Haunt didn't come through.
No tell. He's manning up for the tower here, but the sun's already been used. And Crit as well, making sure that No Tail's efforts.
That's a huge loss. Metamorphosis is used. He doesn't even get the last hit. At least they did use Phoenix Egg in a good way in the last fight, but a little bit of a loss for OG. But ultimately it came down to nobody was able to rotate for EG other than the Spectre, and the important thing was Fly had one Fire Spirit left right before the Egg. So without that attack speed reduction, there's no way he survives the 3 goes on top of him. The game's still pretty even. Haven't seen quite the biggest rotation that Sumail just yet. 1-0 and 1 on him.
The duel. He did not expect that Legion to turn up a balance. Trying to buy time for Sumail, but it's not going to be enough. S4 time will get the bonus damage. OG another Metamorphosis, but with the tier 1 already incredibly low, they'll look to finish off the tower. At the same time, down bottom, Crit with the movement of the Golem and Artee's presence, trying to get the tier 1 trade. Looks like the living armor from Jared will be enough to force OG back.
That's so big. If they can delay this long enough, Jared's in a position. He's going to have overgrowth. There is a Haunt in 10 though. They're scanning for it, trying to see if anyone TPs, because if EG just puts all that pressure into pushing the safe lane, in the meantime they lose mid. They're just straight up losing advantage here. And that's probably because they committed Rock earlier. There's no Rock. RTZ didn't quite have Haunt. A lot of EG was mid. They actually just got pretty outmaneuvered by OG. So I guess it was the Rock committing to kill Terrorblade under their tier 1 tower. That play actually hurt EG surprisingly, because No Tail forced out their team fight at a time when they should have been able to confidently trade towers.
Talking about team fight though, EG will look to go again without the Rock. They have RP and Sonic Wave. Those two certainly going to be enough to burst down some of these members of OG. See if they can get the jump up towards the top of the moment. Ana and S4, but Ana's already out with a quick TP away, and S4 already down to the safety behind his tier 1. So EG unlikely
he left the remnant
to find anything from this.
And that's Radiant Pings on it. I don't think that EG spotted it. It's in a pretty defensive place. So EG feels like they wasted their smoke. It didn't happen, and RTZ is just going to have to push out the safe lane here.
Instantly, Crit will purchase another smoke, and next time around they will have the Golem, so they may just go for another movement immediately straight away.
They see the Treant TP though, and so him moving this way may be a little obvious what's happening. Like, he just popped Shrine to have mana to run into enemy jungle. They've got to be fearing the gank here. It's so obvious that this is happening now.
See if S4 gets to catch towards Easy. Comes close, smoke dispelled. S4 knows that there's trouble brewing around the corner.
They put the sentry down instantly, hopefully to spot an Optoward, but it doesn't. So no engagement happening. And that's a little costly for OG. They're all pretty grouped. But EG kind of the same boat, all rotating over, ready for the fight to start. And the part where EG gets a lot stronger at this kind of split push look, or fish for gank style, is when Sumail actually grabs a Linken's. He got punished so hard in that last mid-fight.
Still sticking around up here in EG's jungle.
They popped another smoke to hide their backline heroes. Just S4 showing.
Zai giving crucial vision though on this high tree. Backing up from the rest of OG, realizing that this is not the neighborhood to fight in. Get themselves out of it. Also looking at the net worth, it is impressive. You know, looking at where Ana is now, considering how bad of a start he had at the beginning, he's catching up to Sumail, and with the boost of travel, this kind of situation is going to be great for him, because he can split up, he can farm, and then he can join at a moment's notice.
Yeah, exactly.
It's going to allow him to catch right back up.
And he can basically do what Spectre does, which is push somewhere and eventually show up for the team fight. So there's an off-lane comparison here. A lot more kill participation for OG, but it makes a lot of sense. Magnus does farm more early, but he's also got a little bit more GPM. It's the benefit of Legion, one of the best aggressive off-lane heroes. And Duel is just so amazing. Lower cooldown than RP, but RP obviously makes a bigger team fight impact. So if Universe can land a big team fight ultimates, that's the thing he's known for after all, then he can easily win this game first. But he's got to find the right engagement, and it's going to take some vision a lot of time.
Right. Again, just essentially being this moving What a vision for EG.
S4?
He's going to go ahead, drop the Wukong into the boundless strike. S4 trying to get himself out of the circle of doom, but there's the horn. Not going to go for that one. Liliana. There we have it. The Steward to cancel the TP. S4 will get taken down.
Took a lot of skills.
Anna's coming in for this. Anna wants to get the kill, and he's going to do it, and he gets back out.
Oh, that was so sick. Did you see how he did that? He puts a Remnant down before he TPs, and then when he gets there, he puts the Remnant where the Monkey King jumps, and then he jumps to the Remnant back in the middle. So he goes to the new Remnant first, because it's not the one he wanted to finish at, which gets him out while securing the kill. That was so disgustingly sick.
That was incredibly sweet.
Oh, man. And they get the response as well. I mean, that cost them a haunt, right? Yeah, that was a haunt usage, and all it costed Anna was 2 Fire Remnants, one of which is already respawned, and a BOT. And you lose your Legion commander, but kind of thing's going to happen. Just really cool playing. Now I feel like OG can play really aggressive, because their ability to get picked off separately is going to take 2, maybe 3 EG heroes being in the area when they go for kills. So I think it's time for OG to do some pressure. Fight starts and they don't taunt. Spectre is just not the same hero.
19 minutes in, and 2.6k towards the Relic on easy. Still a bit of time needed to reach that spike around again.
S4 sprinting over. All 5 OG members will be here soon.
So what do you want to do about this? As you mentioned, without that horn, slightly limited potential, unless Universe can hit an incredible RP.
They're pinging. They know where Anna is. He does actually reveal himself on the creep.
The range creep's found him.
He's now realizing. Universe thinking about going for a pure play.
About it, isn't it?
He doesn't have a Remnant down, actually. That would have been a decent time to go for it, but it doesn't end up happening. He's trying to save these. I think he wants them for burst damage. They do 200 apiece, so if he does find somebody out of position like Sumail, or somebody that gets dueled, it's definitely fight winning. And that's maybe one problem with OG's draft. They have really good team fights, but they're not very burst heavy, basically. Phoenix doesn't help somebody get killed in the duel fast enough in most cases. Anna's kind of the similar situation, unless he uses his ultimate, so I think that's why he's being really patient.
It's really all about the timings here. So whenever OG do commit for those sort of movements, spaces open up across the map for Arteezy. And so during that whole push, he was sitting up on the top lane and getting very close to the relic. So at this rate, Arteezy should be fine in the sense of getting the timing on the relic. As OG in no position to move over to EG's jungle for the time being, and as you can see, EG actually surrounding Arteezy in these final minute or so of getting that relic timing.
So even with that Radiance coming at a good time, I don't think OG's super concerned about it. It's obviously a great counter against things like Living Armor and giving mischance to Terrorblade and all his illusions. But if he just presses his Reflection ability, he gets his own Radiance. All he has to do is be near the Radiance illusions or Arteezy himself, and a Reflection is one of the best counters against Spectre, actually, because his illusions are so strong naturally that if you make your own of him, it's going to do a lot of damage directly. So we saw a similar thing with the Spectre versus Lycan last night. Against Vlad's and Feral Impulse, it just buffed up the TV's damage by a huge amount.
I think it's by 63% or something.
Yeah, I think that's what AUI tweeted. It's a really good point. That skill is really a team fight amper, in addition to the team fight control.
Here we go, EG with the smoke across. Eyes onto Anna. S4 in the neighborhood as well. We'll keep linking out. S4 just avoided potential disaster. He can't get Brad Jax. And with the TP, the couple of guys.
Basically, each cliff is controlled by different teams. And OG does want to pressure in a little bit, but as soon as it feels like they're not pushing out lanes, they have to be careful that there's a 5v5. Because OG certainly could lose. They're going to maybe try to go mid.
Let's see if they've got the stun control and the damage, but no. The Remnant out's there. Not quite enough control to bring down Anna.
If they knew where he jumped to, they maybe could have gotten that kill, but that was just very hard to get that. Because they just got Boundless Strike, 1.6 second stun. Past that, it's RP. And Mag wasn't there for that engagement. There's just no more stuns after that. I mean, once Quap gets an Orchid, it's an opportunity, but he's obviously building Orchids first because he has to. So this is a huge lacking in EG's draft, is that they just can't kill Ember Spirit unless they get an RP. So that's going to take at least the Magnus there. Probably the Monkey King as well. And it's going to be a long time until they have another solution.
That's easy. Radiant, pretty much complete. Few hundred to go. I mean, is there any way you can fight around the fact that TV has that reflection? Is it a case of just, are you telling your team to get the kill in time and a nice little touch there for Sumail as he gets out? as S4 blinks through. But or do you just have to accept that you are going to be giving away this 3 Radiance illusion for the duration of the team?
You just got to accept it, I think. I mean, certainly something like a pipe would be great on EG's side because they're against Phoenix and Ember Spirit, and even like Legion's Commander can do a lot of magic damage, but it's not something that you can play around too often, for sure. At most, there's really not that much. It's not worth thinking about. Stand next to other illusions so you don't get desolated yourself from your
That's true.
That's maybe
careful how you split up.
OG pushing forward once again. Still a lot of teamfight ultimates, both teams scared of a bad initiation, and it's all going to come down to who gets out of position first, or who has the better vision and sees that they have an opportunity. Magnus picking up a later Random Midas right after the Blink Dagger. Makes a lot of sense based on the pacing of this game. It's kind of a bit of a chess match. Off screen, no pieces taken yet. Huge amounts. That was the face. Did you hear that?
Oh, it was that metamorphosis. Oh.
Got the 3 illusions up and tons of tower damage. And this is the one thing that really favors OG over EG this game, is that they have the easiest tower hitters ever. This is TV running to the left side.
And there's the opening. They're going to look to lead him with the boundless try.
Oh,
the dodge from Anna slides it out. Getting off in his drop, connects to the 3. Great shot away from Samael. The ult comes through. Supernova. Can they take down the egg in time? They cannot. But they've already killed off 2 EG, but it doesn't matter because OG are coming out on top. No-Tail survives. Blind moves forward, forcing our TZ back. And he may just get it here with his fiery beam of doom. Can he get to the shrine? The creep blocking up. He will just get past. And in fact, turning back towards Fly, he wants to go back in on TZ with this Radiance. He wants to fight back, looks towards him, but gets mashed up by Jarak. And he will end up getting the kill.
Gets a reflection.
And he's going to get Jarak as well, I think, even the end.
He lives. Arteezy almost died too. That was so close. If he had one more point in reflection, it might have lasted long enough. And Fly thinking he could do it with just the Sunray, but he needed to use the last Fire Spirits, I think. It was a hard shot to land it, though.
Oh, and hello. Boundless strike. Have you got the vision? Yep, the dust is still on it.
Nice kill by Monkey King there. TPing into the shrine, I assume, and catching him on the back line.
This slide dodge.
He's always going to spam it, and unfortunately, skewered just a bit too far there to get the follow-up. Still a very good fight for EG, though. That's a lot of heroes clumped with Fatal Bonds. They got very low from that initiation.
But this Supernova from Fly.
Exactly. Just did so much damage. And even Ember Spirit going down. He's not that tanky here. Jarek's, I don't even remember which part he's going to be excited about. His overgrowth was great, though. Did catch Sumail. Kept him there for a lot more seconds than he wanted to deal with, that's for sure. But definitely an OG favorite fight there, especially with the tier 2 falling. Any cooldown's going to be delayed, though. I think OG is ready actually earlier here. Honked up at 30 is going to be the long one. At just hitting 66 for Chaotic Offering. So even though both teams do have big teamfight ultimates, it actually favors OG.
So, Metamorphosis back up in 10 seconds. OG can certainly get together to go for another push.
Phoenix building a pipe after his Hooded Defiance and his mech. Midas and Hood. Pipe will be next. Be pretty good to have against Fatal Bonds and all that other stuff. That's actually amazing. If you damage block it, it probably doesn't spread. Really good counter in that way. He's got to get out of here. He could easily get chased, but No-Tail shows up.
Jarak again being on point with his overgrowth. With the living armor. He's keeping alive and making them very hard for EG's cause to punish. Samael had this amazing start in lane. They get a good Sonic Wave off in the team fight, but hasn't found a lot of situations to really catch OG's members off guard and burst them down with his Queen of Pain. Pretty tricky for him. I'm going to see Chaotic Offering now. Back ready in a few seconds.
Did they see him? No, I don't think they saw him. They would maybe pressure.
Here, bottom lane has fall again. Not quite quick enough there, Samael with the jump out. And it looks like a bit goes straight in for the Warlock. In fact, he's going to tick down. Gets crit. Now looks towards Samael. Has to get himself back up to the high ground. And Anna just doing so much there with the DD and the Maelstrom. Not a chance for crit. As another tower taken, still with a good duration of the Metamorphosis. OG, they may want to pressure in here. 20 seconds, no Warlock. Buyback is available. Almost certainly won't want to be using it here as OG get the chance to put a fair bit of damage down to this tier 3. EG, with all their ultimates available, return. They have to find the correct jump. Now with the Warlock back up, OG will respect that. Will back away. But again, the pressure from OG really being felt here 27 minutes in. EG have to do their best to stall them.
Yeah, they have to do everything they can. I mean, losing Warlock is way too hard to stop. And I don't think they really have the the items to keep their support alive either. Warlock's picked up a buckler here, is going to be going for a mech afterwards. I think it's a good build, and that's what they need, because they need to win this early game period, because if the game continues, then I feel like Spectre as a carry is certainly going to be better at hitting the back lines than somebody like TV can be, but TV's big advantage is right now, he just uses Metamorphosis, pops the Manta illusion, the Manta item, and they're just going to hit towers. EG's got almost nothing of it. They have 0 towers, in fact. No towers have been taken. They're almost all full healed. A little bit of dips here and there, but that kind of gold advantage is hard to stand up to. With that said, though, if EG do start winning fights and taking towers back, they're going to get a lot of gold in the other way. Could be huge.
But as you mentioned, it is going to take a lot. As you said, EG's tower push is just, it's not great. Obviously you can empower everyone, get an extra bit of a punch, but none of their heroes really suited to just being on the front lines, at least at this moment. Maybe in the later stages, Spectre better when he's 6-slotted. S4 actually going to jump in for the duel here, but there's 4 members of EG. Boundless Strike in return, he's stunned up. Is he going to be able to get the initial kill? Universe survives for the time being. The Haunts pops. RTZ going to be looking for more on the back line. Mukti can focus down No Tail. The power spin comes through, but No Tail man starts off the dodge. Comes back. EG sells a kill, and S4 getting a little ahead of himself there with a very, very bold and deep initiation.
Absolutely, that was not the time to go in. Pretty rare mistake from S4, but there was no way they were ready for that. I was actually looking at Phoenix farming the top lane during that. He had used Fire Spirits, he was going to 3-play, that means he has to TP and walk to where S4 had blinked to. Definitely a common mistake for Legion commanders is that they can get the initiation, but they assume that their team can as well. And maybe Ember Spirit goes in there, but it was very dangerous, especially with the Wukong's command coming out right away. So OG making a mistake that will buy EG a little time. But again, it reminds me of the TV pushing Tier 1 and dying. That was EG Ultimates, actually. Haunt is down, Wukong's command is down. Maybe they can use this to take a fight and take Roche afterwards.
Notel hovered around the pit for the time being, and that looks to be straight up the intention. He heads in. As you mentioned, seeing this open, is there any way EG can punish it? They do still have other ults on. They would do Chaotic Offering and the Sonic Wave. There's certainly nothing to be laughed at. Complete as well for Sumail. It's not necessarily the quickest approach chance either. It's going to take OG a little bit of time. And maybe even up to how long it's going to take. 20 seconds. And unless OG really get going here, it could get turned on their head. It's just not a quick rush.
Do you want to lose that? What are they going to do?
Okay, yeah, straight in with the dual lock to crit. That's one of the ults totally wiped out.
Time to chase.
No bother for 45 seconds in OG. If they can get anything more, and even if they don't get any kills, that kill there certainly should secure them the ability to finish off Roche at whatever pace they please.
I love what Jerix did as well. He cut down every single tree on the right side of the Roche pit. That's where the Monkey King is going to want to stand. So there's not an easy way for EG to actually find out if there's an initiation possibility, if what HP Roche is at, for example. He just simply can't check. He has to jump on a tree and Boundless Strike off. If Primal Spring off, if he wants to even check. So a little detrimental for Treant Protector as well. He'd love to stand over there to scout the opponents, but stopping and shutting down Monkey King is way more important. He's played enough games now, he knows how to do it. So OG gets the advantage. That's Aegis in their hands now, and surely they're going to group and go for a slightly more aggressive high ground push if they see
31 minutes in, EG will finally be able to take their first tower as they get a push together between Sumail and Artur on the bottom lane. RTZ will, of course, be looking for the defusal after the Manta, and rather close in doing so as well.
So,
Remains down here on the bottom, though.
It's a very good build. It's good against Ember Spirit. It's good against Living Armor. And maybe Diffusal Blade off press the attack as well. Yeah. The mana drain as well could be really important. If you catch Phoenix, silence him into mana drain, prevent his supernova, that can be huge. But he's working towards a Lotus Orb, but he has just started it. So it's going to be a while until Phoenix is ready. He actually, I think this is a mistake here. Flight instantly got a smoke, popped it right at the start. I think he was expecting the Tome of Knowledge transfer. Oh, they have 2 couriers. This makes a lot of sense. Okay. Probably pressed the wrong hockey. He was expecting the Tome to hit there. Waste of smoke. That could cost OG less mobility in the late game. Luckily for them, they're ahead though, so they're less in need of for sure taking a dangerous
commodity.
fight.
But I mean, that's the thing. They're ahead in terms of objectives, and certainly this part of the game, it looks like they have the momentum, the pressure. But still, at the top, Sumail and RTZ very much neck and neck, pretty much with that of the two on OG, Ana and No Tail. So very close in terms of the farm sense.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like Ember's in a safer spot, though. He's got a Lincoln Sphere, so that could stop Orchid, basically. Could stop, I don't know, they've got a Yule Scepter on Magnus, I guess, so it could give them guaranteed setup stuns. But I do like that pickup, actually. It's basically, he has all these different ways to break the Flame Guard. They're already having some damage problems, and with Ana going for the 500 Flame Guard absorption, that's a stupid amount of protection against magic damage. So if they can just remove it with a Yule's or a Diffusal Blade, that's a 1000 damage nuke, basically.
And the talent rendered useless.
Yep, so OG gonna do maybe some light pressure here. Zai on the side actually hitting in the trees.
Here we go. You really need to do something about this. They can't let OG get away with putting this amount of pressure onto the high ground. This stage of the game. Balance tries to slow it down. Universe comes in with the skewer back. Gets N0tail into an unfavorable position. Blocks the reflection though. N0tail being brought down here. Sumail focuses him. Only down to half health. Still N0tail survives. Healed up by S4. Backs off and now turns around from a safe distance once again towards the tier 3. Fortification out from EG. They do have the ultimates, but they need to find the perfect way to jump in. Universe consistently trying to look for the angle, but Ana just spamming out the side of it. Make sure that now the chaotic offering over shots onto the solid wave. Ana's bursting down. Fly comes in the midst of it all with the supernova. Can they take it out? No. The overgrowth for Jax holds back EG. Jewel as well. Universe with the RP trying to slow them down. The Golem beating is there with the fatal bodies as well. OG are melting. They've lost the Aegis on N0tail. The line turns around the heel though, and Ana comes back into the fight. Instantly picks up a double kill. Looking for Sumail, who's trying to hunt for Jared, hiding in the tree line. And with that play there, Ana buying back, picking up those 2 kills at the end. That secures the team fight for OG. They should be able to find this unless buybacks from EG come out. And indeed they do. RTZ buys back, but he realizes just him and Sumail could not do anything to stop this push on the top lane.
If it was just N0tail and Ana, maybe he's able to do that, but with Tree moving forward, that's very dangerous. Playing against Leech Seed, that's even more damage he has to do to get a kill, and he's got to worry about the Solar Crest. But ultimately, that whole fight stemmed from Ana making a large mistake. He moves forward, Sumail ends up using the dagger to break the Lincolns, and he keeps going in, instantly orchided, and now he's just way out of position. It's the perfect time for EG to take the team fight. The egg saving the fight, in addition to the overgrowth. Jerix's play there was perfect. Knew exactly when to go in, and RP also swinging things the other way.
And look at this buyback from Ana coming in and making sure they get Artesian Universe. Without that buyback, it would have been a disaster. So as I said, Ana making a mistake, but then coming back with a big play to redeem it.
Yeah, that was huge. Aegis also was used by Terrorblade in that fight. So much stuff going on, I didn't even see, but big advantage for OG here in Game 1 of this best of 3. Again, the winner of this goes to face VP in the Grand Finals. Not an unfamiliar feeling for OG, but the last couple majors, this has been EG's sticking point. They never quite make it to the Grand Finals.
I wonder if EG can find something. Artesian with a double damage, 10 seconds until Horn. They've got RP back online as well. 13. EG coming out on the bottom lane, certainly wanting to have a fight. I mean, of course, that buyback play from Ember can be turned upon Ana's head. If they can bring him down whilst it's on cooldown, suddenly the space is there for EG to get a lot done in response.
But again, he wasn't the only person that bought back. It was also
True, actually,
Arteezy.
It goes both ways.
If they can kill Spectre, that's another. Especially because he's the best team fighter on this. I feel like if you lose Spectre and he's on the dieback, I feel like you can't control the map at all. Whereas I feel like OG can still get stuff done a little bit. They can still get some dual kills, for example. Phoenix going all into some interesting talent. 65 Fire Spirits DPS. Passed that up passed up the GPM, and also 10 armor. His big weakness right now is definitely silence. Luckily for him, it was on Ana last game. The last fight, so it's very easy for him to do, but he still has to be careful. If he doesn't get the Supernova off, he's a vastly different fight.
Bottom lane, silence onto Ana, and we talked about it, Purge. We talked about it, it's just gone and happened. He's down for 100 without buyback, and EG, of course, they know this. How much can OG hold for 100 seconds with just the 4 versus the 5 of EG? This could be a rocky 100 seconds for OG.
I didn't see how they broke the Lincoln. It could have been a Arteezy Dagger or Arteezy Haunt Diffusal Blade, perhaps to instantly break it. That's maybe the fastest I can think of, because I'm quite sure that Ana would see the dagger coming. If the dagger has to fly through there and then land on you, you should be able to get back to safety. But he gets caught, and finally it looks like EG's going to be able to take a tower. OG not fully committing to this one. It's way too dangerous, so this should be their first map space, other than the box field one.
If they stick around in the mid lane, more EG. What's the plan going to be? It's going to be focusing on pushing this top lane back out because the creeps managed to pick up the range tracks there for free with none of EG's members defending it. So, a bit of gold going for OG, and certainly getting that Rax early on, still having as many towers up as they had, limits how much EG can do whilst Ember Spirit is down for the full 100 seconds.
I'm kind of curious what Ember will go for. He's clearly still having some major Orchid problems. Linken's covers some aspects, but not everything. I feel like he needs to grab another solution, whether it's going to be a BKB, probably going to be a BKB, but maybe a Manta style could be the option after his Arcanine.
I mean, I guess the other thing is he's relying on his teammates. S4 with the press the attack, Fly with the load to sword. But as you said, if he gets caught alone, he is in a lot of trouble this week's experience. He needs to be with his team.
But he also does have to still push waves. He's the best person to do it by far. And then Terrorblade Illusions maybe. OG, No-Tail is going to pressure this Shrine a little bit here. The other one has been destroyed, so this is basically the last building left outside the map. Not the worst, considering that they have very mobile heroes like Spectre, but could be dangerous. Arteezy opts for a BKB, a very rare Spectre item, but absolutely is what they need to pick up the egg, because every single time he's getting hit by Fire Spirits, that's it. He's not going to be able to affect the team fight in a really positive way. He still has to worry about Overgrowth, though. Absolutely does disable through that. But if Jerax saves it until after the BKB is caught by Arteezy, it would be really incredible.
Samael as well, getting up to help push these waves back up. We'll pick up the Maelstrom. Just for that extra bit of wave clear. The pressure that OG's been putting on certainly required.
Did you catch the game you played this yesterday with Maelstrom, the game last night? The cool thing is that the 70% spell life steal works for the Maelstrom procs. It's very cool. Because if you have Mjolnir damage flying around bouncing, it's just healing them up.
Yeah.
Way better than life
Really
steal.
nice, I guess, as well, with the 300 health talent and the 10 strength. You've got a pretty beefy quad.
Absolutely. She's still a little vulnerable, depending on how many damage items you get versus survivability, but it's very, very cool build. I think it's time to remove the Shadow Strike cooldown. You've seen how this interaction works now. There's like no way in hell it's even close to as good. You don't even have to cast spells or have mana now to get lifesteal. It's a very cool build. So OG is grouped up together. They're finally about ready to take a fight. Ember's going to spend some time pushing out bot lane. And this is definitely the lane to pressure as well. If you're ever going to push a lane and focus on it, it's the bot one. It's the one that's the opposite side of the racks that you have successfully taken. So it takes more time for your opponents to run from the lane they need to push all the way to the other side of the map. Very slight advantages there can make the difference. Crit in a very aggressive position. No mech for him yet.
I'm just thinking about what you said about that. I'm looking at this game. Once he hits 25, it's not like OG have got a lot of ways to stop it from right-clicking, unless they duel him. Samael is going to be able to sit there, and he is going to be able to lifesteal. There's going to be very little that OG can do about it. And as you mentioned earlier, it's not like OG have any big nukes to immediately eliminate him. So you're right, this Samael quad could be quite an issue for OG once he hits that 25, which I believe he just has about done so in that mid lane. Yeah, it's one creep away pretty much.
The one here that can really control him is Ember Spirit. Maybe he's actually fishing here. Doesn't get the Searing Chains, or doesn't even try actually. I think he was just checking for heroes. But once he gets +2 Searing Chains or the cooldown reduction, that's what he's going to need to do. Continuously disable plots. They're going on mid.
Oh, and here we go with the Horde straight away, looking for No-Tail. No-Tail moving forward. The Weepons come on, drop down Smail. What's BKB? Let's work No-Tail. No-Tail with the Sunder. Keeps himself alive. S4 coming in with the BKB. The Blade Mail has the back of the Supernova successful. That's going to be the Monkey Kick down. Smail will get the blink off at the last moment. Remember the chase down there from Fly. Shoots out the Fire Spirit, bringing Smail down low. Back in the fight Universe with a straw up to 3. RTE trying to man up, but No-Tail. He's bigger. He's stronger. Triple kill for the Terrorblade. Crit, will he escape? He will get out, but the rest of EG getting dropped right down there. Hopefully we're going to see a replay, because again, these team fights incredibly chaotic. I believe No-Tail got a pretty clutch Sunder off, as he did fall low at the start of that fight, but then suddenly he turned it around and was able to stand his ground.
It was such a close fight despite OG's massive advantage here. But S4 kind of winning that one for OG. He removed the stun that went on, I believe it was the RP. Yeah, it was the RP that went onto the Terrorblade. They tried to burst him down, remove the RP stun. He's able to get the Sunder off on the Warlock and instantly take the fight. And the Phoenix egg was beautiful as well, but EG's BKBs really made it look close. And the Sunray as well from Phoenix was definitely going to keep TG alive, but
here we go. Let's check it out.
They're just removing No-Tail.
Look how low No-Tail gets. And there we have it. Yeah, gets the Sunder up onto a full health crit, so instantly able to stand.
It was one hit away from dying, actually. And the crazy part is Sumail was right-clicking the Terrorblade at the start of that fight. He was the obvious target. Kill the TV before Sunder. But if he was hitting the egg from the start, EG would have won that fight.
Oh, and look at this. EG have tried to come across to disrupt OG's attempt to take Roshan, but S4, the duel onto Zai, takes down the Monkey King. OG securing the area around the pit. And that almost certainly will be this Aegis once again going into the hands of OG.
I don't know what it is, but EG just keeps having the closest games of the entire tournament. That was insane how close it was. One more hero right-click, and Phoenix Egg dies. Terrorblade gets cleaned up. Maybe Ember Spirit goes down as well, and EG gets map control and Roshan. But instead, one right-click, the only difference there for Sumail hitting the egg. One more, and they win the fight.
Jerax may be forced to pay for this one. Universe with the skewer back onto him. Looks like they'll leave him alone. Jerax with the overgrowth. In fact, sending up for Anna to turn up into town. Gets the chains onto 2. Anna focusing on crit. Jerax again goes forward with it to get another cheeky little bash. Anna falling low, but he's healed up by S4. They take crit out of the fight again. No Warlock for 45. OG in position outside the base of Evil Geniuses. Shadowblade is there for Universe. Maybe he can catch them off guard with his purchase and get a big RP. There we have already on the sidelines. Universe looking.
Look at the damage.
Get the catch, but they've got the vision. They catch him on the sidelines up to the high ground. Jerax goes again with these bashes. And a buyback will immediately come out from Universe. The racks being threatened. Fortification popped by EG still. 20 seconds without Warlock. They haven't got everything that they require for their team fight. Look at the deny on the racks, but it really doesn't matter here. OG taking another full set.
They're going to back off out of this one. Great high ground from them. The Scotty and the Butterfly from the Terrorblade really showing its threat here.
And as soon as that tower was down, the Observer Center and the high ground meaning that they can catch Universe. I mean, his initiation could have changed everything, but again, this warding and this play, this presence, the awareness from Jerax has been absolutely amazing.
Yeah, he's having a great game here. Even him getting almost picked at the start of that engagement was still really useful. Gets the overgrowth off, very heads-up play, not too worried about him surviving. This team's OG's on the same page. That part's really clear. Anna as well, the Ember Spirit, continuously looks like he's about to die, but S4 is always there. He's playing basically offlane support this game. Not that different than the way he often plays. Not the highest CSer, not the highest like rampage killer kind of hero. He just sits back and tries to make sure that his team never dies.
How does EG deal with this? 2 sets of racks down. It really feels like it's getting to the point of being one of those games where Evil Geniuses, they need to rely on just a massive wombo combo of a team fight. OG at the moment looking stronger in every other aspect. No Tail, 5k net worth nearly above Sumail. TZ, this is a massive Terrorblade and a huge pushing threat. One more slip up from EG could quite easily cost them the position and put them straight against Megacrete.
And in trouble though. That's going to cost him Aegis, almost for sure. No way, is he going to live here?
Surely not. Oh my
goodness.
Oh my goodness.
They didn't want to fully commit to getting the kill on him, because obviously...
They need the RP for the defense.
He actually doesn't... Well, he didn't have buyback, obviously, but that would have been Aegis. And I think the Remnant stays down, so they could have burned the Aegis there, but they would have committed way too much to get that kill. It's unfortunate they're in that position where Orchid alone is not enough.
Can they stop this TB push once again towards the mid lane they go. Boundless strike into the RPs, managed to grab 2 Universe, drags them back into the Wukong Samar, the counting up as well, they got the chase done, they'll take down No Tail. They popped the Aegis as well. What a beautiful RP there from Universe, getting both of the calls, and they're trying to run themselves away. Fly with the Supernova Stone will hold back EG, but Zai looking to chase. Samena blinks forward. They've got the Yule set up. Anna will get the slide of fist out, but the Orchid's there. Anna saved again by S4. Purges off the silence. Anna will get back up to the high ground, turns around with the slide of fist. Flying S4, stuck in the midst of it all. S4 goes for the kill, but EG, they'll bring down the lead. Come on, a fly to get dropped as well. We talked about Universe needing the RP to hold on to this game for EG, and that was it. Getting both of the cores, and the follow-up combination from EG was perfect. No chance for escape for OG.
They just killed him so fast, too. I mean, that was Terrorblade all the way in, almost instantly killed. I didn't even realize he had died. It was so rapid. That's the move they need, absolutely. There's still buybacks ready on OG, but with TB not alive to do damage, OG does make the fight go for quite a while, but they had nobody to just sit in the front and threaten EG. At some point, Ember Spirit has to run. He can't just continuously fight. He's definitely more of a skirmish, in and out kind of hero. And EG across the map, pressuring the tier 2. They still are down 2 racks, though. It's a terrible situation to be in, but a couple more of those fights, and it could turn them into equaling this game.
Absolutely incredible play. And Universe RP, 30 seconds until that magic moment again hits for EG.
They got to defend this tower. It's got 20 HP. The creep. Okay, unless RTZ goes for it, he will. They put the armor on it.
See how much they can get it back up.
Well,
look at this. I mean,
that's a full
this
HP
RP.
tower. That was very good. Oh, perfect timing with the Monkey King, too. That was like the laggiest team fight I think I've ever seen, but yeah, they comboed everything there. Quap ulti, Infernal Golem. I'm sure they used Fatal Bonds as well. It was a great RP from Universe.
Like, oh, never doing the office. He did that with one hand on the keyboard. Look at that.
It's like, that's okay, I guess. But he knows what kind of situation he's in. It definitely held the game together, but they are still drastically behind. And that mid tower, it's not even going to kill damage in a moment. A couple more seconds and Living Armor heals that to full. Another tree advantage.
She's certainly making the steps to hold on. She mentioned still very much with their backs against the wall with the pressure that OG's meant to exert. Next time, I'm sure N0tail and Ana will they will do their best to not let themselves both be caught by the same RP. Just holding hands a little too much there on that last push.
Absolutely.
They
Play it
can't
safe.
afford to be able to be caught.
Let the illusions hit the building. That's the safest thing to do here. Very cool ward on top of the building as well. Your opponents have a lot of trouble right-clicking it. You can't just A-click the ground, so it's a little harder to get that dewarded, and it does give Universe a better ability to initiate on the right timing. So that's what they'll play for again. The Glory RPs, that's how they win this game. And they have to skewer afterwards as well, because if they just RP them on the spot and go for the fight, S4 definitely will be within range. But the important thing is pulling them away from that position. So not only that, but you also have to do the turn RP. If you don't perfectly execute that and skewer right away, S4 will react to 100%. Jarex will react, Blink and Overgrowth. And then that's going to buy them enough time to get the Sunders off, the BKBs, make it a real fight. So, gotta keep on having perfect team fights. EG moving across, Smoke's going to break on crits, and Jarex. Good positioning there by Jarex.
So they won't find anything with the smoke. OG being very careful about when they go for this next push. I mean, I guess with the control that OG has, they very well can just wait for the Roshan. It's going to be Aegis and Cheese next time up. There's no real reason there for OG to try and push before they have that benefit.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely the safe thing to do, especially how the last fight went. I mean, I think they have a pretty straightforward victory path here. Just push high ground with Metamorphosis, let illusions hit the building. Like, it's so low at this point, I don't even think they have to hit it with the main hero. Obviously, it does much less damage, and they'd love to still push the lane first, but I think EG feels safer on the map at this point, despite Triumph being in the game. Just because, like, Ember is not as survivable as you maybe like him to be. He went this heavy insta.
Ana wants to jump in here. Look for Sumail. Will force the BKB out. Backs away. Universe is wrapping around with the Shadow.
Oh, N0tail might be in trouble.
Let's see who can punish it. Spotted out N0tail. Universe wanting to wait for them to commit fully so he can grab multiple heroes. Needs to chase down on Sumail. Sumail still kind of working out as a bait. Ana goes in. They'll finish off Sumail. Oh, he does not have buyback either.
He's a little short.
No.
300 gold needed. They're not going to be able to get this in time.
Oh, no Queen of Pain. This could be the opening for OG to finish off that final set of racks of Evil Geniuses. Fighting with a man down. How do they do it? They've got Universe on the sidelines, but the pings come out. OG are aware of Universe's presence. Still there, trying to find the perfect opportunity to jump.
Still
easy.
fishing.
Will force them back.
Yep, Ember goes in, sees Magnus instantly disabled.
Yeah, as soon as Universe reveals himself, Ana's in on him. Easy turns towards him, the shrine will be popped. Knows himself, has to be careful now. The chaotic offering drops onto N0tail with the BKB. There's the RP onto 2, but the Supernova comes out. EDA can't kill the egg. N0tail just focuses the racks. RTZ with the BKB pop, but the stun for the Supernova coming through the match community. Artor's falling low. The duel's there onto the Monkey King. That's going to be 4 down on EG, 5 down, and GG is called. Game 1 going to OG. At the end of the day, the Terrorblade push being too much for the side of Evil Geniuses to deal with. And Ana's outplay as well. Very nicely done by the Ember, consistently jumping in the back lines, making it so hard for EG to piece together a fight.
Absolutely. Felt like a flawless game from OG. Some small mistakes, but their hero composition was very interesting. They had the laning advantage. The lane matchups were good. The only lane they got kind of wrecked in was the mid lane.